Good day to you all, this is Extreme, and this time I'm going to make a video about the balance after the update that Gear Games has done so far. I'm going to keep it short and only highlight what I find important. I'm going to address every unit shortly or long. I'm also going to include the defense buildings because it's important to know that how they react on the balance as well. I got a couple of main issues with the balance. That would be the health compared to damage has increased, so everything is more durable, but what they forgot to do is movement speeds and attack ranges. They too should have been getting a little bit of an update so that things stay more balanced. However, they did not, and other effects happened as well, as for example, power plants are cheaper. That means that the space strike is cheaper in a sense. Why not the nuke, you know? Another thing would be the size of the army has increased. It's a bit of a bigger blob nowadays, and so that means that splash damage has increased in effectiveness because you have a radius for splash damage and you simply got more units at the beginning ASAP, if you know what I mean. So this too is an issue and they should fix it. All that would be in general the fixations. However, the units individually have changed as well. The assault, for example, now does less damage actually to coyotes, so that means that coyotes are very powerful against assault. Just keep guiding though. That means that the assault has become less effective at the beginning. Well, at least if the enemy is going to use coyotes. However, on the other hand, the assault will be winning more crates due to the effect of the crate gathering mechanic. So there you have the assault. Overall has changed, but is still balanced in my eyes. We got the heavy assault. Since the durability has increased, these guys are actually more effective against infantry because they do deal a lot of splash damage. The riflemen and the snipers have less of a chance against these guys. Well, even though a chance of 80% winning or 75%, it's still, I'm just naming numbers, but well, the chances have been lowered in order to win. I even have seen that a group of heavy assaults outnumbering riflemen actually won. So there you have it. These guys are more powerful now. The fire assault on the other hand is broken in my opinion. Everyone knows that I dedicated a video to this guy, where they jump and are immortal against everything, including nukes. So there you have it. This guy needs fix. A fix for this guy, please. Then we got the fortress. Lovely old fortress. Actually has become a little bit better. The grenadiers deal less damage to it now, in a sense, so that means that it can actually reach the enemy infantry in more health and then does deal more damage. This guy has improved a lot by the new mechanics. The hammer, on the other hand, since it is a burst weapon, it kinda lives longer now. So, well, overall it hasn't changed that much, but I've heard some people complaining about the armadillo being worse now. Yet I think the armadillo is actually more powerful because the armadillo does a salvo and it has been calculated into the damage. Or maybe they changed the damage as well. But I don't know. I lost track on the numbers, so in my opinion, this guy is actually well more useful now. But overall, they didn't really change it. Alright, the Zeus deals a lot of splash damage and is benefiting a lot from the new health to damage ratio, so it means that this guy is far more durable. And the splash damage simply kills everything. So this guy has become more powerful than the Jaguar. Even more! Same goes for the... Oh wait, we're at the Typhoon first. So the Typhoon... Well, in general, all the anti-air weapons should get a higher velocity on the missiles. I'm starting to feel that they are really bad nowadays. Porcupine as well. So I guess that would be the issue with the Typhoons. You got the Torrent. This thing is overpowered still, and it has an increased firing range. Please note, this is at rank 12, the maximum. But deals so much damage that if I got a couple of these, the enemy dies. It is unbelievable how horrible the enemy dies by these units. Simply have like 5 or 6 and all those Jaguars die. So this unit is actually still needs to be nerfed. And as said before, the splash damage is ridiculous on this one. Seeing as how the armies have increased in sizes, well, they still actually reach the limits sooner, if you will, of the splash damage radius. So this thing is very optimal, to say the least, very soon. Okay, so this one in combination with the Zeus very deadly. One of the two should get 5 command points. And I suggest this one gets its damage reduced, or range, and the Zeus needs to get its health reduced and the damage radius as well. Then we got the energy shield. I don't know, but it's certainly become more powerful. Well, the effects have been lessened. However, everything has more health and the armor counts double, so this guy is still very powerful. Actually, in my opinion, I think the shield generator has more benefits now compared to the Chameleon. In the sense of it increased more or has been nerfed less. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, this one actually got an extra stab ahead on the Chameleon now. Even though it's nerfed and increased. Buffed at the same time. It got nerfed and buffed at the same time. The Cyclone. This little shit is actually overpowered compared to the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly should be dealing more damage, but the Cyclone is certainly... well, actually the increased command points for this guy is a bit balanced in that regard. But the damage is so much that a couple of Jaguars somewhere easily die. They can't escape this guy. As how it should be with this tier 1 Avia. Although the Dragonfly doesn't have that effect that much. Unless the enemy only builds hammers. But Confed aren't that stupid. Right? Okay. The Vertex is way too fast. This guy has the same speed as my Hog on the rank 21. Yeah, it certainly needs its movement speed to be reduced, or less health, or combat mechanic needs to be changed, or the velocity of all anti-air weapons should be increased, or the damage should be well, let's say the velocity. I'd rather have those missiles hit 100% and simply deal a static amount of damage, but I know they want to reduce the damage by a factor. But in my opinion, I have been designing a lot of stuff as well in the past, and when it comes to real-time strategy games, it's better to have a factor going on. So if a vertex moves in 100%, if it goes sideways 75%, and if it retreats 50%, something like that. Just solid factors, not depending on velocities, because if you completely miss your opponent, your targets, then that's very imbalanced if that keeps happening. Once it happens, it keeps happening and it is over. This unit is overpowered. Actually, it's a bit immortal as well, if you think about it. Same goes for the Thor. It does the drop load, it retreats, it heals completely up. then it goes dropping again. You really need like 15 porcupines to shoot one down, something like that, on equal ranks. And once you have reached that snowball, well, let's just say it's not worth it to continue building porcupines once you don't have enough. You simply die, because these guys keep snowballing. So the whole problem with the whole health to damage ratio is those that survive and heal up completely actually survive more easily and they become overpowered. You need them to take damage, keep the damage much longer, so a lower restoration rate would be needed. Yeah, and less health on these guys, come on. The delta is completely balanced right now, just like the Cayman in my opinion. I don't see how this guy is overpowered nowadays, because it is actually not getting that extra range anymore from the boosts, which is a good thing. I like the battles, and now with the new mechanics, well, they are still taking the same amount of crits if you think about it. Yeah. Right, the Viking. The Viking has become a little bit more powerful after the new update. So it seems. Well, I do believe all players, especially resistance players. I even noticed it when playing against another comfort player. These guys are actually a bit overpowered now. Perhaps a little bit less damage, I don't know, or less health. One of the two. You need. It's the most delicate balance you can get. Resistance against comfort. The alligator against the Viking. The Viking is overpowered. The Viking isn't really nerfed anymore when an island is in the way of the alligator and the Viking. You know, the alligator keeps shooting, but the Viking hardly has any benefit from the torpedoes yet. It does, and the main cannons do the main damage. Is what I feel. So there you have it. Sure, it can attack air, but it certainly can die by air. That's another thing. So, yeah, I think if they really want to keep the dragonflies in, they should increase the damage of the dragonflies. The hawks do deal damage on these guys, which is good. The albatross needs to do more damage on these guys, so I guess reducing the health while dragonflies get more damage. So the albatross is just a bad choice. Yeah, I guess something like that. Then we got the Poseidon. I almost said Typhoon, but it's the Poseidon. Poseidon has a bit too much durability in my opinion. We build one and we quits. Also in comfort against comfort, they simply quit. Although I like the range on these guys now, including the Barracuda has also a nice range, but against air units they are a little bit too overpowered. You might have seen that in one of my comfort against comfort videos. Simply reduce the health of these guys, make them more like a support unit. And have them a bit less accuracy, that even Cayman can have a go at these guys. That would be neat. Using Cayman to defeat Poseidon, that would be awesome. Right, the buildings. Well, the power plant has costs. So that means the space side, which I don't have yet. See? Means that actually the nukes should get cheaper. Then we got the walls. They are okay. It's awesome that they got more armor now. And less health. Means their function remains the same. However, they are easier to destroy when being built. So less walling, if you will. Although the build time has increased, and that's something that I did not expect. The costs have increased as well. That's something I don't expect. Maybe in the future they can make it so that walls can actually protect defenses being built against the defenses. Something like that would be neat. Anyway, we got the bunker, and the bunker is taking more damage from grenadiers. Somehowish. Probably because the grenadiers survive longer. That is actually a good update. However, you need them still against all infantry and have them finished. And don't build them in front of units. So people make that mistake. Don't do it. Missile Rocket Tower, it's called Rocket Tower. Okay, Rocket Tower. These guys are still very overpowered, although the Mammoth has more range, so these guys are easier to target. Even though they got more health and stuff, and they are still soft on the inside. But they still got an edge on the gun tower, so I say they need to be nerfed a bit in the splash damage. This is one of those things that has splash damage. Good air defense. As I said before, all anti-air missiles need more velocity, including this one. Yeah, I said it. Yes, that's right. However, maybe a little bit less damage because this thing is a little bit overpowered. Torpedo platform. Well, I don't have much to say about this one. Perhaps this one is good as it gets. Maybe a little bit less health now, but it's very good compared to that of the Resistance. The Resistance one should be buffed. Okay, let's go to the heroes, the Cerberus. It's actually very good unit now. Keep upgrading it to the max, and I need more blueprints, as you can see, or else I would have maxed it out already. Seraphim and Solaris are still locked for me, but overall I can say that because they have been balanced in the sandbox while the health to damage ratio was not applied just yet, they actually got nerfed secretly without everyone knowing. So they finally got balanced and then they got nerfed, something like that. It's the feeling that I get when I look at the results of everything. So these guys aren't that strong anymore, still very useful in certain situations. Although I wouldn't be using this one. Actually, it's like the flame. The fortress, yeah, the fortress. Although a little bit faster, but it can't deal with grenadiers either. Snipers and the riflemen are dead. Certain vehicles are dead. The Armadillo is actually a good opponent, and the Jaguar is overpowered against these guys, so be careful, okay? The Seraphim, I don't know, but I've heard that it is not that useful at the beginning, so there you have it. It needs upgrades, and the Solaris as well. Yeah. So let's go to the Resistance side. But overall, the Comfort has been benefiting from the health to damage ratio, and that's a sad thing. As I said before, all the attack ranges and movement speeds should be increased. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Still upgrading stuff on this side, but let's begin with the Rifleman. It's become more durable, it will be doing a lot more electro smoke grenades on the enemy, so this one is actually more useful in big army battles. However, it suffers from the splash damage. The Grenadier, exact same issue, suffers from splash damage, although it has less effect on the fortress as well nowadays. They were very good. However, in my opinion, now we get to the point where I say this guy needs more range. The flying range should be 6.5 or even 7 at this point. The sniper should even get 14 range in my calculations. Or more damage. It's really, it's not a sniper anymore, it's just shooting with a rifle at the greater distance and a little bit more damage. Not worthy. No, I think they should either be, cost less CP, that would be 1, or have more vision with a higher damage or range. Yeah, this guy definitely needs more range. It's not a sniper that is really a sniper. Coyote overall has been more useful to me. You can scout the enemy base more easily since there's more durability. You can get rid of assaults more easily because it has more durability. Yet I still feel that this guy needs a little bit more speed because it's a fast unit and the health to damage ratio has been increased, and so it indicates that we need faster units and or units that attack from a longer distance. That's all there is to it. Okay. The armadillo. I've heard that they become much more effective. I'll trust on the words of those who always use these armadillos. I did notice it, but then they had started using fire assault, so I never won that match, but I certainly noticed that they have increased in effect. So, one more thing. These guys are the ones you need against cyclones, not the porcupine. The porcupine shoots missiles, but they always deal the same damage. These guys, however, do the salvo, and if the cyclone micros away, the salvo continues. And the same goes for the delta, although the armadillo does much more damage against the cyclone while the delta does less. Something along those lines. I don't know how it works, but I've noticed something like that. Either that or the enemy that I had as a combat player actually upgraded its cyclone, and I met the enemy in with the resistance that did not upgrade his cyclone. Nah. So Jaguar sucks. Okay, it needs more range in siege mode. And movement mode as well. Because, well, as said before, the health damage ratio has been increased, and then you need to increase some ranges. This guy has become weaker, especially since the splash damage is more apparent. But on the other hand, its splash damage has been increased as well. In terms of effectiveness, not literally, but only by effect. Because the enemy army is bigger now. So they can deal a bit more damage if they are clustered. That would be about it. It's a win-win or lose-lose situation in this regard. So we got the porcupine, it shoots missiles against air with 2 slow missiles. It needs more velocity on the missiles. Please, more velocity on the missiles. Because when needing 15 of these to be able to shoot down 1 Thor, it sucks. Okay? The same goes for the 4 vertex that fly around. How the heck are we supposed to shoot them down at equal grounds? Okay? So you either need to rush these things, but then hammers come in with the vertex. Yeah. The mammoth. Well, even though it got its range, seeing as how the health to damage ratio has increased, I suggest more range now. Again. +2 at least, make it 19 or 20, that would be much better. I don't know how people lose against these things. They are, in my opinion, way too weak. And if you really increase the range, well, I don't mind if the health is reduced in that regard. Make it more of a support unit. Right now it doesn't really add much. I really want this thing to outrange everything. It doesn't do much damage, let's be honest. The only thing it's good against are rocket towers. Or other soft buildings. But still. The chameleon. Wow, okay, people can still use them effectively. I've seen it, but it got nerfed and got buffed as well at the same time. However, the nerf on this thing is more than a buff, in contrary to the shield. It's all depending on the splash damage effects, how crowded the army are, and the health to damage ratio. Yes, all those factors. They change too much. You should balance properly, one at a time, okay? The Dragonfly needs more damage on the missiles, in my opinion. It's still too weak. However, I do see that once the enemy doesn't have anything against these things, they actually die. Although the Typhoons are more than enough. So, no. Let's see. The Hawks. The Hawks are actually too weak. They die too fast. As you can see, the movement speed is the same as the Vertex at rank 12. They certainly need to get more durability in return. And they actually, I think Gear Games should use the combat formula to see how much damage Hawks take in certain situations on the Vertex, and then apply enough health to these situations. Or they should make the Hawk cheaper, build faster, or the Vertex should be more expensive. Maybe change the command points or something. I don't know. The arcs compared to Vertex are still worse, while they cost the same. They really need to fix this. It's an issue for years. The Albatross has become more powerful over time, but well, compared to the Thors, actually the Albatross is the old Thor, which was already overpowered. While the Confed is actually, well, enjoying a immortal Thor, we can enjoy a semi-immortal Albatross. Okay, so we too can snowball with these things. Especially in those 3 against 3 that are coming up. Oh well. I have enjoyed using them still, so there you have it. We got Kaiman, the Kaiman. The Kaiman. Yes. Perfection. Great. Okay, the Alligator. The Alligator is actually weaker now against Vikings. The anti-air is also weaker now. The velocity on the missiles need to be more. And perhaps, perhaps they should do a little bit more damage. But overall, well, they can't get that boost anymore on the range, so why not give them a little bit more damage or something? Why? Okay. 10,000 health, I don't trust that. Okay. Well, overall, all naval units are actually a little bit too powerful compared to land units, but that's okay. The amount of water is less than land mass, you know, so. And there you have it. And they take less splash damage. Let's keep that in mind. The naval units are not really suffering from splash damage. So that's a good sign. In a certain sense, you can say that naval is actually more balanced now. Especially because the Barracuda are needed now for the range. Just like the Poseidon. Although the Barracuda feels a little bit too weak as well, still. It has become weaker against Vikings. The only downside would be that the Barracuda deals splash damage as well. But it still needs vision to do so properly. So I should suggest more range. Maybe reduce the splash damage a bit. Yeah. Enemies aren't that so they move away with their army, but I think, well, at least the range. They should get the range at least. Then the splash damage can be reduced a bit, or damage itself is actually okay, should be increased. Something like that, yeah. Right, so we got the buildings again, the nuke. Well, we can't tell what the price is of the nuclear missile. It isn't written here, but it's 2,350, I believe. It should cost like 2,200. The walls are perfect as usual. The sniper tower needs more range, I think, and more damage as well. Just get those combat units die as they used to be dying against sniper rifles, like in the old version. However, only increase the damage against armor 1, not the other 2 tiers. Still upgrading its damage, I always found it very weird, but I did it in order to kill those hammers. The gun tower upgrading right now. This thing is still weak in durability. I really would love to see this thing have more health than the rocket tower, because it simply does less damage because it has less range. Yeah, this thing should be more durable for certain. So that would be great, a more durable gun tower. Okay. Well, the velocity needs to be increased on the AA missiles, as said before. And maybe this thing should be a little bit cheaper, because the difference between the resistance one and the combat one is still too big, except for the price. Price difference only 20. No, it should be more. No, I said no. I'm continuing. Let's see. The naval platform. This one shoots only 1 torpedo. I really wish it has a higher rate of fire, because the damage is not enough. These things still die too fast. I don't care about the firing range, it's actually okay. As long as it's equal or more than that of the Viking, it's okay. But it doesn't have to be much more, you know? I still got that boost. So, there you have it. Wait. The heroes. Yes, okay, let's go. The Wasp. I hardly use her, but apparently some people are very happy with her, but it has become weaker. The damage buff from that acid is actually more useful now that the durability has increased, but that would be about it. It's very annoying micro unit. Very annoying, but that's okay. But overall it's very weak, so only the best players with the best internet connection can make use of it. And then we got the mole. I can't wait until I start using it, but I did try to get one, but I still need to upgrade it a lot. I'm going to do those upgrades soon enough, I guess. I don't know, looking at those times. But one thing is sure, as I said before, all the heroes are weaker now because health damage ratio has increased. There's more health than damage. And these heroes were balanced on the old version, so I don't know if they are more useful, especially in combination with that they still need to be upgraded. Same goes for the Leviathan. I don't know, has anyone been out there using these heroes with enough effect? Actually, I think I'm one of the first that is using the Cerberus with enough effect, but that will be about it. I only use it in particular moments. I'm not really fond on it either yet, but it does show promise already, so I need to keep upgrading. So I guess that would be about it. My opinion about the balances. Well, let's summarize a bit. The fire assault needs the first to be fixed. Then I suggest people of gear games look at the velocities of those AA missiles, or either completely recalculate how things happen with those missiles, because you really need to balance certain stuff. People find it unfair if one unit takes damage while the other variant of the other faction does not. It goes either way, okay? So the difference between the AA towers is huge, and I guess splash damage should be fixed as well. And what else is there? Actually, well, the range should be increased for certain units, especially on the resistance side. Movement speed can be increased as well for certain units, like the Fortress a little bit, Coyote a little bit, and maybe the Alligator a little bit. I don't know. The Alligator is a very all-round, so any increase would do. But overall, the naval should be reduced a bit in health, and on both factions, I guess. The Confed, however, on land, the Zeus a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so those are the most important in my eyes. And the Torrent Splash, it's still ridiculous. Have the rate of fire of the Torrent be reduced. Okay, so there you have it. Well, Gear Games asked us to make a video like this, so be it. Here it is. Well, I guess I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any suggestions or ideas on balance, you can leave that in the comments down below. Don't insult, okay? We have enough of those ban and anti-spam bots on YouTube already. Don't provoke them any further. Anyway, the balance. Just name 3 things that you would like to see changed. If you disagree with something I said, or even if you agree with something I said, that would be great. Just name one thing you agree with and name one thing you disagree with. How about that? Yeah. Don't name 2 things that you disagree with, okay? Just one. Okay, well, there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed. Well, there you have it. Thank you all for watching. I see you next time. Bye bye.